Yeah, so it was a divorce case. Was married 18 years. Found myself in a divorce, and the way I found Brian was more or less through the internet. Um, he had some positive reviews, and I found some videos that he had done, some other interviews that he had done with some people that were online, and I felt comfortable enough to call them. When I did contact them, they were very responsive, and I had a consultation within a few days. My main goal was to get this over with. I wanted to find a lawyer that I was okay with and move on as fast as possible. I didn't have to go to court. I didn't have to do a lot of haggling. I did have some communication with my ex-wife, so that helped. We had some email correspondences. If it had just been lawyer on lawyer, it might have been more difficult. But like I said, in retrospect, I think my case went very well and very efficiently. I know that these can drag on for a long time. Mine didn't, and that was the goal, like I said, from the beginning. We were able to get through it, and we came to an agreement, my ex-wife and I, relatively quickly. And for that, I'm very appreciative. At the end of the day, he was always willing to pick up the phone and call me. I was very anxious through this process. And it caused me a lot of anxiety, obviously. There's a lot at stake. But I remember him having conversations with me that put me at ease, made me feel a lot better. And he didn't necessarily have to do it, but he did. He also had a guy named Ryan, and Ryan was amazing. Ryan could bridge the language gap between lawyer and client. Sometimes he would get off talking about something and I would be trying to talk about the same thing, but we were kind of miles apart. But this Ryan guy, he would bring it together. He would recognize that, step in and bring it together. So Ryan was a superstar. We sent the agreement over to my ex-wife's lawyer, and they came back a few days later and they basically accepted it. They had a few tweaks, but that's okay because he set the expectation. He asked me what I really wanted, and then he asked me, what they could potentially come back and ask for, because you can't have everything. So he was pretty good about setting the expectation about what I wanted and what I was actually going to get. So he didn't beat around the bush or anything like that. He laid it out there pretty clearly. He had open communication through the whole process, and I don't mean just through his staff and all, but he made sure that I was contacted and that my questions were answered. And that went a long way to reassuring me, because I told you I'm very anxious. And to have him take the time, sometimes he was driving, I don't know where he was going or what he was doing, but he made sure that there was a period of time where he called me back. Overall, if you have to go through the experience, the experience I had with Brian and his firm was very good. Very good. So I absolutely recommend Monk Law Group going through a divorce of any kind, because he was very responsive. He helped me a lot throughout the entire process. It's very muddy. The process is very muddy, and to have somebody that will respond to you is very reassuring.